For all of human history, the moon was a dream. We gazed up, and we wondered. By 1961, that dream became a race. A race against the Soviet Union itself. Loving this story? Like and follow. The Soviets struck first, again and again. First satellite. First man in space. America was losing the space race. Then a young president made a bold vow. We choose to go to the moon, he said. Not because it is easy, because it is hard. Before the decade was out, he promised. A nation that had never orbited, aiming for the moon. It seemed impossible. Maybe it was madness. NASA gathered its brightest minds. 400,000 people, one dream. They built a rocket taller than a skyscraper. The mighty Saturn V. Every bolt, a gamble with human lives. But the road to the moon held terrible loss. In 1967, tragedy struck on the launch pad. A fire took 3 brave astronauts. The nation mourned, and questioned everything. But they did not stop. They could not. They learned, rebuilt, and pressed on. Year by year, they crept closer. They orbited the Earth. Then the moon itself. Now only one step remained. To land. And to walk. 3 men were chosen for history. Neil Armstrong, quiet and fearless. Buzz Aldrin, brilliant and driven. Michael Collins, who would orbit alone. The whole world held its breath. Enjoying this? Drop a like now. The waiting was almost unbearable. July 16, 1969. Launch day. 1 million people gathered to watch. The countdown echoed across the world. Ignition, and the giant awoke. 7 million pounds of thrust roared. The Saturn V tore into the sky. 3 men rode a controlled explosion toward a target 250,000 miles away. They slipped free of Earth's pull and looked back at their fragile home. A blue marble, alone in the black. For 3 days, they sailed the void. Then the moon filled their windows. Gray, cratered, silent, and ancient. They slipped into lunar orbit. Now came the most dangerous part. 2 would descend. 1 would stay behind. Collins watched his friends float away. Alone on the far side, out of contact. The loneliest human who ever lived. The lander, Eagle, began its descent. Then the alarm started screaming. Computer overload, 12:02. In Houston, hearts nearly stopped. Press on, they decided. Go. But the computer was steering them wrong. Toward a field of deadly boulders. So Armstrong took manual control. Loving this? Smash like and follow. Skimming the surface, hunting a safe spot. The fuel was running dangerously low. 60 seconds of fuel. Then 30. A nation listened, frozen in fear. Then, softly, contact light. The Eagle has landed, he said. Tranquility Base. They were down. In Houston, the room erupted. Men wept and cheered and breathed again. But the mission was only half done. Hours later, a hatch opened. A man climbed slowly down a ladder. The whole world watched in black and white. 600 million people, holding their breath. He reached the final rung. He placed one boot on the dust. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. A human being stood on another world. The dream of all history, made real. Soon his partner climbed down to join him. Magnificent desolation, Aldrin whispered. They bounced across the gray surface. Light as feathers in the gentle gravity. They planted a flag in alien soil. It stood stiff in the airless sky. They left a plaque upon the moon. We came in peace, for all mankind. A president's voice called from Earth. Enjoying this? Hit like and follow now. The proudest phone call ever made. They gathered rocks, the moon's ancient secrets. They left behind the first human footprints. Footprints that will last 1,000,000 years. Then it was time to leave. Everything now rested on one engine. If it failed, they would never come home. They fired it, and the Eagle rose. Up from the dust, back to the stars. They reunited with Collins in orbit. 3 men, whole again, turned for home. They fell back toward the blue marble. A fireball tore across the sky. The heat shield glowed, and held. 3 parachutes bloomed over the Pacific. They splashed down into gentle waves. They had done the impossible. The world exploded into celebration. Parades, tears, and endless cheering. Humanity had touched another world and returned to tell the tale. First, they were quarantined, just in case. Then honored as heroes everywhere. The promise had been kept. Before the decade ended, exactly as vowed, 12 more men would walk the moon. But these 3 were the first. They turned an impossible dream into a footprint, and proved that we could reach the